So let's start with the analysis of cutting forces. So we have till now defined two major values. One was the value of shear plane angle phi, which is over here, and another was the shear strain value. Now we'll look at the forces which are involved, the forces that the tool makes on the workpiece, the reaction forces with the which the work material is going to go on the tool. So let's look at that. So this is the rake surface, and there will be forces along this rake surface also. So the first force is that shear force, that is the force involved. That is another is the normal force. Then there are two forces which are on the tool or from the tool. So there are in total 6 forces which I'll define right now. But just to introduce you where are these forces coming and how are they positioned, and then later since these are vectors, they can be combined and they can be translated in a parallel direction anywhere. So we'll just use some triangles to get an equivalent force, and the angles involved will also be discussed. So let me directly go to the end of the PDF where I have better representation of my forces. So this is the actual forces which are involved. That is the shear force and the normal force, the cutting force and the thrust force. So these are the combinations. The shear force and normal force makes one triangle with the equivalent force. The cutting force and thrust force make another triangle with the equivalent force, and the force on the tool and the normal force makes another triangle. The triangles, these three triangles have the same hypotenuse value, that is the equivalent force. So that's the main point of our connection between all different types of triangle, all different triangles we have. And here is the tool, here is the rake surface of the tool, which is at an angle alpha, which is shown over here. This is the angle phi, which is the angle, the shear dynamic shear plane angle. And the angle which I introduce you, the lambda angle, that is the friction angle, that is coming because of the friction between the tool. So let me just define all the forces which are involved. So F is the force on chip by tool along the rake surface. So F is the force on the chip by tool, on chip by tool along the rake surface. N is the normal force on chip by tool, and it is normal to that rake surface. So this is perpendicular. F and N are perpendicular. This process of understanding all where these angles are coming and which two forces are going to be perpendicular is going to be very much helpful when you are going to solve numerical questions. So then we have Fn, which is the force, normal force on chip from work surface. So force on chip from work surface in direction perpendicular to the shear plane, and Fs is the shear force on chip from work surface in the direction parallel to shear plane. So these are the two angles which are uh, forces on chip from the work surface. The F and N earlier which we have seen, which are the forces on chip by tool. Then Fc and Ft. So Fc is the force acting on tool by work or the job, that is the reaction force along the direction of cutting velocity. So this is the cutting force which is Fc, and Ft is the force on tool by workpiece, which is in normal direction to the cutting velocity, that is called as the thrust force. So till now we have all the forces in in a single plane because it is orthogonal cutting. When we go to unorthogonal or non-orthogonal machining, the thrust force will be oblique, and there should be two components of the thrust force, so that the two components which we make from the thrust force will give my forces in 3D. So let's come over here and let's again see this. So these were the forces which are involved. The shear force and normal force are the force from the job or the workpiece on the chip. These are the F and N. These are the two forces which are on the chip by the tool. Then this Fc and Ft are the forces on the tool by the workpiece. And by trigonometry, I have mentioned all the angles which are important. So this angle phi is this over here, and the same angle phi is coming over here. That is because this angle phi and 90 degree makes this as 90 minus phi. The opposite angle will be also 90 minus phi. Since this is 90, that means this will be phi. Now this angle is lambda. That means this angle will be lambda minus alpha, because This is 90 degree. That means this is 90 minus lambda. And again, this angle is 90 degree, out of which I have to subtract 90. I have to subtract lambda alpha, and I have to subtract this 90 minus lambda. That is what left is over here, lambda minus alpha. And this angle is coming because of this triangle which is made by Fs and Fn. So this is the angle alpha. This is the angle phi plus alpha minus phi plus lambda minus alpha, and the opposite is 90 degree. That means my remaining angle will be 90 minus this summation, phi plus lambda minus alpha. So that's the point, and whatever we have studied is till now is over here. So this is all which is going to be helpful for you in numerical question. This circle, this is called as merchant circle, which I'll explain later also. But let's just revise whatever we have. So lambda was the friction angle, which will be equal to tan inverse of mu. So mu is the direct parameter which will be known. The friction coefficient is known. So from friction coefficient, we can get the value of alpha, lambda. The value of alpha comes from the tool geometry. The mu is also given by F by N. So that's the relation. Mu is equal to F by N is equal to 10 lambda. These are the forces involved, and this is the machining parameter. The 6 forces and the equivalent force R. The phi was defined as R cos alpha upon 1 minus R sin alpha. The gamma was defined as cot phi plus tan of phi plus phi minus alpha. And from this triangle, we had this relation T1 cos phi minus alpha is equal to T2 sin alpha, sin phi. So we'll stop over here. From next video, we'll start finding the values of these forces. That's a long process in which we'll use the matrices, the inverse of matrices and everything. So till then, you must remember or picturize this merchant circle in your brain. So it's very much easy to understand and solve numericals. Thank you. We'll stop over here.